What's up, everybody? This morning we are going to be building my new 2021 Ford Bronco. So, currently I'm logged into Ford.com, my Ford account. As you can see here, it says Jim's account. I'm going to go under my reservations and orders. So, this is what I reserved. A Bronco Badlands, as you can see here in this image. I reserved it back on the 1st of October. That's my reservation number. Let's see what View does. Okay, so this is just going to explain my process. This is the dealership I'm getting it at. Just so happens to be the one I work for. To reserve these, by the way, you need to put $100 down. You do this by going to Ford.com, and then right on the landing page you'll see the Bronco. Click on that. You can select whatever delineation of it you want, whether it's the Badlands or the base. It doesn't really matter. You go, you click on it, you put in your $100 deposit, and then you choose a dealer that you want to get it delivered to. When it comes available to actually build it through the dealership, that dealership will contact you. You can go in, sit down with them, and go over how you want to build it. But in the interim, you have the ability now, I believe it just opened up yesterday, to go onto the website, Ford's website, and build it yourself to kind of get a good idea of what you're going to be looking at with all the options that you would like to spec. So let's hop into that. Okay, so this would be the landing page for building your Bronco. As you can see, it starts with the base, moves to the Big Bend, the Black Diamond, Outer Banks, Badlands, Wild Track, and then of course the first edition. Now the first edition, as far as I know, is completely unavailable. As soon as that became available, all the reservations, as you can see, are full. It was gone in just a few hours. I think there's only 3,500 of the first editions being made. Everything else you can still reserve. But the first edition, unfortunately, is out. Now, what the first edition is a compilation or a culmination of pretty much all the best parts of all the different trim levels put into one. You can essentially build a first edition. It just won't have the badge. And of course, with it being the Bronco's return, the value of the first edition will be higher in the long term than any one of the other subsequent trim levels. But what I did was I reserved a Badlands, so let's go ahead and start the build. But to start it off, you have to pick between a 2-door and a 4-door. I chose a 4-door. Okay, so looks like, interior, powertrains, packages, accessories. You can see all that up here, but you start off with the color. And isn't this always the question? I have deliberated over what color I would like to choose, but we'll go ahead and click on them and you can see what it will look like on the vehicle right here. So the very first one is, of course, Shadow Black. Black vehicle always looks amazing when it's clean. However, black vehicles very easily get dirty. I think everybody knows that. Same with white. White looks pretty good too with the black roof. This is Antimatter Blue. It's like a deep navy blue color. This is one of the colors that I was torn on. This is the Cactus Gray. Now, I used to have a Toyota 4Runner Pro that it was a 2017 and it had a cement gray color. I love that color. This is very, very similar to that. I'm just not sure. I'm not 100% sold on this color, so I'm actually torn between 4 colors. This color, Area 51, which is like a grayish blue, Velocity Blue, looks great, and then the Cyber Orange. Those are the 4 colors that I'm torn between, but I think I'm going to be landing on the Area 51. I think that is going to be the one I choose to actually go with. It's kind of in the middle of everything that I'm looking for. But let's get back to the color scheme here. So this is Iconic Silver, Carbonized Gray, Rapid Red, another cool color, race red, then obviously the cyber orange and the velocity blue that we just were talking about. So for the sake of this, I'm just going to go ahead and select the Area 51 because I believe it's going to be the one I'm actually going to pick. Next is wheels. So these are the wheels that it comes with. Now I'm going to be applying the Sasquatch package, which gets you, it comes with 33s from the factory. 33s are fantastic for off-roading with. However, I will actually be off-roading this vehicle. So this is one thing that I think is absolutely huge that a lot of manufacturers haven't done. Ford, from what I know, is the very, very first to do this. They give you the ability to get 35s from the factory, and no other manufacturer that I'm aware of has done this to date. So I'm going to go with this set right here. This is your beadlock capable wheel. What the beadlock does, for those who don't know, is when you're off-roading and you are going to be airing down your tires and you're going to be doing a lot of rock crawling and things like that, the tire actually sits on the outside of the wheel, and then it's kind of hard to see. Let me close this. Then there's an outer rim right here that another piece will go over top of your tire, and then it screws in to hold it in. Then you air up, and you can go on a lower pressure tire without having to worry about the tire coming off the wheel. If you roll the tire or something like that over a big rock or something like that, you could end up with a flat tire on the trail, which of course is a major issue. Well, this would prevent that with the beadlock. So we're going to go ahead and choose these. So adding the 17-inch high gloss black painted aluminum beadlock capable wheels also requires the following changes. The Sasquatch package. Let's click on that. So this is what the Sasquatch package is. Comes with these wheels and also different tires. A 4.7 final drive ratchet with electronic locking front and rear axle. So your diffs lock in the front and the rear. That is huge. You get a high clearance suspension, high clearance fender flares, 315 70 17s mud terrain tires, which is, remember me mentioning the 35-inch tire? That's what you get with it. Package automatically will be added when either 2-door with advanced 4x4 or 4-door with advanced 4x4 combined with 10-speed automatic transmission is selected. So that is what I'm going with. So we're going to go ahead and click yes. So as you can see here, the Sasquatch package, and I was wondering what the price was going to end up being. I figured about $5,000, so it actually turned out to be a little bit better than what I initially was suspecting. So let's go ahead and add the Sasquatch package. Front bumper, heavy duty modular, so it's metal, as you can see here in this image. Let's click through these pics. It's a front and rear metal bumper. There we go, that's a better image of it. As you can see right here, you get a front one and a rear one with good approach angle and departure angle capabilities. So for off-roading, you can get at a steeper angle, so to speak, and not have to worry about bashing this, because it doesn't go down as low to the ground. A lot of Jeeps offer this feature, which is really, really nice. So we're going to go ahead and add that. That's added. Upgraded bash plates come with it. That is this. What this does is protects the undercarriage of your engine, oil pan, things like that. Paint protection film. Well, for anybody that has ever off-roaded, I can tell you, I'm adding it. I can tell you that you will get what's called trail rash. My wife and I have a 2020 Toyota 4Runner Venture. It's their new model. It's like one level above the off-road, one level below the TRD Pro. And it's silver. And we take it up to Roush Creek all the time. And we've gone up there just recently, and it's gotten quite a bit of trail rash, to the point where we're going to actually have to wrap it to kind of cover it up because it's gotten pretty deep. But with the protective film, this will alleviate that, which is kind of nice. The brush guard. Let's see what this looks like. Ooh, I like it. Yes, that is staying. So I'm going with the brush guard. Engine block heater. Now I am in the northeast part of the United States. This is kind of nice. What this will do for you is, if you do plug it in and you keep your engine block warm, in the colder months when you start up the vehicle, you'll be able to get heat out of the engine quicker. But I'm not really concerned with that because of this. The remote start system you can, I mean, who doesn't like remote start? So as soon as you click on this, it automatically puts you into the mid package, the mid-range package. So the standard package does not come with the remote start system, but the mid package does. So let's go ahead and add that. But we're going to be changing that in the long run because we're going to be going with the Luxe package. And when we get to that point, I'll explain why. Interior, black onyx is included. Marine grade vinyl seats are included, which look good, I'm not going to lie. Now, the benefit to the marine grade vinyl is going back to what I was talking about, where if you remove the hard top and you're driving off-road, you'll get a lot of dust, sometimes even mud, depending on what you're going through, that will enter the vehicle. The benefit of the vinyl is it's easy to clean up. You can just take a wet rag, or if you really even wanted, you could spray the vehicle out. Not recommended, but can be done. I, however, am not going to be doing that, so I am going to select the leather trim vinyl seat. So it's going to be leather trimmed but vinyl in the center, and that adds an additional $2,195. Dual zone electric temperature control. The auxiliary switches come with it. That's huge. I plan on upfitting this vehicle with light bars and things like that, so that when I go off-roading in the evenings or wherever I may be in my adventures, I have the ability to access additional light features, or whatever it may be, a winch, whatever, because there is a winch available for this vehicle, and we'll get there. But that winch uses these auxiliary switches. Floor liners, front and rear, yes. Let's add those. Comes with a storage bag for front row top panels. Okay. Heated steering wheel. Let's go ahead and add that because, again, so that adds the Luxe package. Let's click on this and see what's in the Luxe package. Includes all high package features plus adaptive cruise control, Bang & Olufsen sound system, 10 speakers including a subwoofer, evasive steering assist, heated steering wheel, smart charging USB ports in the dashboard, one universal garage door opener, and Sync 4 with enhanced voice recognition with connected built-in navigation, and then a wireless charging pad. I don't know about you guys, but I really don't get much use out of a wireless charging pad. I have an iPhone XS Max. I haven't seen anybody build a wireless charging pad large enough to fit that phone, unfortunately. Now, this one may be large enough to do it, but I don't ever use it because I enjoy Apple CarPlay, so I'm always plugged in anyway to a USB port, which is charging my phone in order to do the Apple CarPlay. So we got the heated steering wheel. Obviously, we picked up all those additionals that I just mentioned. This is the big one that I was looking for. 12-inch LCD capacitive touchscreen with swipe capability. I don't know if it will give us you can kind of see it here. It's kind of hard to see. Let me click through. There we go. There we go. That's a better image. Now, when the vehicle shows up, I will definitely be doing a full review on the vehicle to walk through everything with everybody so everybody knows exactly what I expect and the benefits to it. So we have added the 2.7 engine. That comes standard with the 10-speed select shift automatic transmission. Of course, it has 4-wheel drive available to it. This is your rear locking and the 4.7 rear axle final drive ratio. These are the different packages. This is the standard package. Of course, as you move up from standard to mid to high, you get all the subsequent items or features in each one. I opted for the Luxe package, which is not in this list. So we're going to add the towing capability. I definitely need a hitch. The accessories, so racks and carriers, everything from back of the vehicle, mountain bike carriers, top of the vehicle. There's different types. Obviously, your roof mounted cargo boxes, your roof racks. You can get stuff for kayaks, you name it. I mean, they have awnings. Look at this, rooftop tents. I mean, it's unbelievable. I am so excited for this vehicle to come out. Hitches, towing, and recovery. So if you're going to actually off-road this vehicle, this is a nice little feature. Now, if you're big into off-roading, you most likely have these items anyway because you've been off-roading. But if you're getting new into the game, This is a great way to get everything you need directly from the factory. I am going to add the winch and winch mounting solution kit. It's an additional 25. For the summary, adding on all the accessories, the Sasquatch package, the winch, which you can now see in the image, 35-inch beadlock capable wheels and tires, removable hard top, the Lux package, which gets you the 12-inch LCD display, gets you the auxiliary switches. You have the ability to do the sway bar disconnect, which is in the switches on the dash. So right here is like your hazard lights, and one of these switches, I believe it's this one right here, gives you the ability to actually disconnect the sway bar so that you have full articulation of the IFS, independent front suspension. So, and it does that automatically. And here's the cool part about this. You do it while you're on the trail. As soon as you hit 25 miles per hour, it automatically re-engages to give you the stability. But when you drop back down, when it's turned on, when you drop below 25 miles an hour, it automatically disconnects again. So that's a really nice feature. So as it sits now, the way I have it spec'd in the Area 51 Sasquatch package, the winch hardtop My Badlands version comes out to $62,300. And at 60-month finance, be looking at about $1,059 a month in a payment. That gives you a really good idea of what you're looking at if you're going to be building a 2021 Bronco in the Badlands trim with the Sasquatch package and all the off-road goodies. So, if you're interested in getting one of these vehicles, obviously, I'm at Manderbach Ford here in Hamburg, Pennsylvania, half a mile south of Cabela's. Go ahead and select us as your delivery location, and when you come to pick it up, I'll gladly go over it with you. Catch you guys in the next film. All right.